I just think the coming out story is so tired. Like on TV, you know what I mean? Like I'm saying that as someone that did that.
Yeah.
But like that was 2010, Diva. It's 2024.
Welcome to the Logo Spill Bar, where the drinks are strong, the tea is hot, and the guests are... I'm your bartender and host, Johnny Sibilly, and today's guest came into our little gay lives as Justin on Ugly Betty, and now stars alongside me in the hit comedy Hacks. Listen, bitch, this short king has been carrying a purse on TV since before Purse First, and he deserves his flowers. So get those roses ready and welcome my good Judy, Mark Indelicato.
Oh. The diva has arrived.
No, it's happening.
It's here. The day is here.
I love you so much.
Sit. Welcome.
Okay.
To the Logo Spill Bar. It's been a long time coming. I'm gonna say that.
I know. I've been begging to be on the show, so I'm really happy that you'll finally have me.
I'm happy that you're here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy that we're gonna get into all the things. But first, I have a tendency to give people their flowers. And so you're here, and you haven't had too many sips yet. So I want to say I'm so proud to have someone like you in this gay world. I think that you don't get enough flowers for your impact and your time in this industry. I think that queer people are safer and happier because of representation like you. And I'm really, really happy that I'm a part of your journey. And that we're gonna keep on booking and being busy, bitch.
Thank you so much.
Cheers to you.
Oh my God, stop it. You're lucky that I didn't have too many sips because I'd be hysterical right now.
Let's jump in. Our show, Hacks, is coming back to HBO. Max. So without getting us fired, please share what you're most excited about in this new season. Storylines, theories, romances.
I mean, honestly, Johnny, like, I'm just happy that people are gonna get to see it.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm most excited about is people just seeing it.
Yeah.
Because of everything that's gone on, and it's taken
while.
us a really long time to make the season. I think that, like, every season, and you know this because you've been in every season, is that, like, there's always something different going on. There's always a shakeup.
Yeah.
But I think that season 3, I don't want to say this, but, like, be biased, but I really think it's the best season that we've done. I really do. Like, I think that just all of the journeys of the characters that you love and know already, now we've established these relationships in 2 seasons, but now it's because of that establishment, we can shake it up and, like, put people that wouldn't necessarily be together. People's job descriptions are changing. And to the dismay of others, etc. And that's all that I can say. I really would like to be on season 4. So
And we want you on season 4, so we'll cut it there. So in Hacks, you play Damien, the diva, the personal assistant to Miss Deborah Vance, played by the incomparable Miss Jean Smart. How was that, playing with that veteran actress? You know.
First day with Jean was scary because when I was a kid doing, like, Ugly Betty and stuff like that, I had no idea who Vanessa Williams and Judith Light were, for example. Now, as an adult gay man, I very much know who they are and what their legacies are. So coming into working with Jean, I was just like, what's this gonna be?
Yeah.
And the thing is that not for nothing, she did scare me for a tight, like, 2 months. But I think that helped me, like, get into Damien.
Yeah.
Like, it made it easier for me to, like, become that character because I was legitimately so frightened of her.
Like, whatever you
and
say.
By the way, I will say, like, it was nothing that she
was
did.
doing, right,
it's
right.
just her, like her demeanor.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, she's very, very serious about what she does.
Yeah.
And, you know, it just lent itself to kind of Deborah. Like, I mean, maybe I was just reading a little bit too much into it.
So I remember my first day, there were, like, people talking, like, behind the camera.
Yeah.
And I was so nervous. It was my first day, so I'm like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to go with it. And I think she could see that in me, and she's like, can everyone shut up?
Yeah.
She's like, sorry, Johnny, they're talking to our scene.
I
was
mean,
like, oh, thank God, Queen. Thank you so much.
The thing is, though, consummate professional.
Hacks is a very queer show with a very queer cast in a very queer writer's room. So as two gays here right now, let's give the real tea on what it's like to be on a show with such a queer foundation. You have the floor.
It's super fun.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if I was like, honestly, I just kind of like being the token gay and I prefer tokenism? Like, what? No. Yeah, we have the best time ever. I remember in season 1 when we were doing the dinner party.
Yeah.
Gosh. Was it Christmas or something? Was it?
No, it was
DJ's birthday.
Yeah, DJ's birthday.
And we were all there. It was literally the entire cast. And I feel like that was the first day that I felt like I really bonded with, like, that we like all discovered, like,
a family.
Oh, we're all family. Like, for real. You know what I mean? And so it was like, I think that having all of us in the same room, which is very, very rare that we're all in the same room at the same time together, when majority of us are queer. Yeah. And also that, you know, extending beyond the cast. I mean, like, we have so many queer people working on the show, whether they're writers or, you know, working on the crew, etc., that, you know, I think that it's incredible. And I also think that, like, if you're not queer working on the show, I mean, the allyship that we have on that show. Yeah. I want to make a big shout out to Joel. Our fantastic camera operator and my biggest crush,
Shout out to Joel.
For entertaining my flirtations towards him.
We love Joel. That's allyship.
That is allyship.
Let gay men flirt with you.
No, and I'm really happy that, like, him and his girlfriend are happy. But, like...
Love that for them. Let's pivot to your humble beginnings. The world first fell in love with you as Justin Suarez from Ugly Betty.
All right, let's take a sip on that one.
You were just 12 years old when you signed on. Did you have any inkling that it would be such a groundbreaking show for queer representation and Latin representation as well?
No. In hindsight, learning what I have learned about the ways in which the network was treating the show, they originally said, and I can say this because he no longer runs ABC, is that they told us that we would have 3 episodes and that no one wanted to watch a show about an ugly brown girl with braces. And also having a black woman in power, an out queer character, Michael Urie's character, and, you know, Justin, who was, you know...
Such an angel.
And also that no one would care about the plight of, like, a first-generation, like, American family, a Latin family. I mean, and we were talking about a broken immigration system in 2007 on that show. You know, we were tackling very, very big issues regarding women in power, not only just women, a black woman that is running the show. We were tackling very, very big sociocultural issues at a time when no one wanted to talk about them. Even when, like, President Obama was elected, like, the hatred towards the show increased because there was so much backlash to having, like, a black president, for example. So...
They'll take it out.
You know, that show was built on love and acceptance and camaraderie and storytelling. However, we fought every single day. All of us. Like, every single one of us. And, you know, in the face of adversity, America, like, was the first and only Latina woman to win an Emmy for Best Actress. Still to this day. And she won it in 2008. So I think that we did a lot for awareness in the culture, but I don't necessarily think that a lot of people in Hollywood are listening.
Open
Why
your ears.
is no one ready?
So Justin held a purse on TV in an era when boys on TV were not doing that.
Oh, God, I love this question.
What was it like to be playing the youngest gay character on a television show as yourself while you were still figuring out your sexuality?
Well, on a positive note, I will say that, like, our journeys intersected at the same time. Similarly to the ways in which people talk to me about how Justin helped them on their own journey of coming out, or whether or not that watching that on television helped them be allies to their friends and family that were maybe going through the same thing. There were all of these struggles that he was going through that I felt gave me a lot of power to deal with in my own life. Looking back, while I'm extremely grateful, it's also really tough to be a teenager and be going through the same thing, but also having to be like the poster child for anything. You know, I think that's really, it's a big
thing.
It's a big banner to carry. You know what I mean? I mean, I was in 10th grade.
I think people don't understand, like, when you're that age and you have articles being written about your sexuality. You know, when you still haven't really even grasped that. That must have been like...
I mean, we're walking down the red carpets, you know, in 2009, 10, and they're asking me, oh, well, you're gay. And, you know, you're 15 or 14, however old I was, and it was just like, yes, of course that was true, but I was also still going through, like, it wasn't anyone's business. Like, that's... One's sexuality is not pertinent to, like, the work that we're making. Even if I was playing myself. Like, you know, or like a version of myself, which I was. But what I will say about that, and to your lovely sentiment earlier, is, like, in paving the way in a certain capacity, like, there's no journalist that can ever talk to kids like that. Ever now. Because of what happened with me and what happened with so many others before me and directly after. Like, you would be fired, Diva. And rightfully so.
It reminds me of Kit Connor from Heartstopper, as a young actor who essentially was bullied into coming out. So post-Kit, this representation conversation has shifted. It's not okay to be asking people about their sexuality. So from your unique perspective, do you think we're having the right conversation about it?
I think that we're doing our best to have the right conversation about it, but it's a really difficult thing because it's not black and white. This is not a linear narrative or conversation. Like, everyone's journey to their to coming out or their journey in their sexuality is so gray. I just feel like we need to stop talking about it. I think that, like, and this is one of the things that I love about Hacks too, is that, like, the character of Damien, sure, presents as homosexual and gay, but, like, and cis gay, but, like, we've never talked about it. So no one actually really knows. Like, we've never had to say it. It's inferred. It's implied. If it's not pertinent to the narrative or, like, the storytelling, then why do we have to do it? I just think the coming out story is so tired. Like on TV, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, we haven't, or in movies, like, I'm just like, or like the sitting down, like the emotional, like, music underneath. It's just like, ugh, girl, like, I'm so tired. And, like, I'm saying that as someone that did that. But, like, that was 2010, Diva. It's 2024.
You've built a steady career on being incredible supporting characters, but on With Love on Amazon Prime, you were an essential character with your own story and love interest. How did it feel to step into leading lady role?
It was really scary. I kind of, like, I don't want to say this because I would love to be a leading man again, but, like, I like being a supporting character. I feel like there's a lot more freedom. Like, I feel like you can have so much more fun where the stakes aren't so high. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like in With Love, there were so many more decisions that I had to make creatively that some of which I enjoyed immensely.
Well, With Love met the same canceled fate as Queer as Folk.
That's right.
Our Flag Means Death, and A League of Their Own. Feels like queer media is being axed left and right. What do you think is going on here?
Like, to be completely transparent, I don't think that Hollywood likes women, people of color, or queer people, period. Full stop. And I think that is because they're not willing and able to change with the times. But they know that they have to. So it's more of a begrudgingly changing. Not because they're actually invested in our stories. Like, this is not a read on, like, any of the creatives. Like, all of the people that we work with and that we like work with both together, like, you know, are so invested in those stories, want to tell those stories, are writing those stories, you know. I think that we're only involved in the conversation at all because we're making them money. Period. Which, whatever. I don't care if you're doing it because you have to or because you want to. All I know is I gotta get this bag. Bling, bling, bling.
Bitches is mad.
Bitches is mad.
Better place to play. A better place with me and you.
You competed on Celebrity Drag Race as the applauded Thirsty Von Trapp. After walking in a drag queen's shoes for a bit, what do you want people to know about that?
Well, it's uncomfortable. And it's tough. I mean, I was just so nervous the entire time. I never understood why they would get so upset when they got eliminated until I did it. As someone that cried on the main stage.
Not everyone can say that.
As someone that cried on the main stage but tried to stop it by going, oh my God.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Never still share away, honey.